You have something we want. A flash drive. Market Street power plant. And don't come heavy. If I see a piece, your daughter's gonna go right off the roof.
So what are we gonna do?
I want to get her back, give them what they want, then they die. It's escapism. It's entertaining.
A lot of testosterone, a lot of blood.
It's grungy, and I don't know, I like stuff like that.
It's really not rocket science. We're just having fun, we're shooting stuff, and you don't need to overthink it.
People often call these things buddy movies. I seem to specialize in the anti-buddy movie.
This thing sucks you in because this could happen.
It's a rough ride, but it's a great ride.
They're stretching me to the limit on this one. Jimmy Bobo is pretty simple. He's very at peace with himself, you know. He believes he takes out the trash. He removes those hard-to-get-at stains in society. He plays by a certain rule, and he has a very interesting code of honor. No women, no children. Don't trust anybody.
As soon as I take Morel down, I'm coming back for you.
Taylor basically represents, you know, like the new generation.
The phone guy.
His eyes are always stuck on, you know, technology, on his BlackBerry. You know, his brain is attached to, you know, the internet.
I think Jimmy Bobo is closing in on how to work a toaster.
I can't let you go on. It's a fucking killing spree. You know, some of Sly's methods in this particular movie are certainly a lot more vicious and gory than Sung's would be.
You don't just kill a guy like that!
I just did. It's very, very dry humor, which I really like. But I like your spirit, that samurai thing. It's nice.
There's the old line about, you know, the jokes are funny, but the bullets are real. You're taking the audience and you're introducing a rather serious subject, and then you lighten it up. And then when they least expect it, you must then reconvince them of the jeopardy of your narrative.
And they say, don't worry, we pulled them all out. You got a shot of this thing? That's what they said. We got them all out, don't worry. As soon as we finished the scene, a 6-footer came by. I go, hello? I go, yeah. There's always one that hangs out till the end. Look at that thing, it's like a submarine.
We wanted to give everybody their own style. Like Stallone was kind of an old school hitman, so he's shooting a lot with one hand, and he's using an old Browning 9mm, which is one of the great old school 9mm, and he's got a big silencer on it. And we wanted Keegan, who Jason Momoa plays, to be a little more tactical, like he's a mercenary but with prior service. So he comes in shooting correctly, you know, and hitting his marks, doing tactical reloads, tactical switching. And typically what we're doing for Keegan is 2 to the body, 1 to the head. And Stallone was just 1 to the head, or 10 to the body.
The action has to be at a level that does strike a certain kind of realism, or else it means nothing.
And what works in real life and what works in the movies are always 2 different things.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot a guy in the head through a window. It's gonna be crazy.
Action!
I know, I've heard the speech. We should have taken him in. If he went out and you just take out an anonymous person for a fee, you're a scum.
Keegan's a shark, you know? I mean, he's really not doing it for money. He absolutely enjoys his job a little more than he should.
Jason Momoa, physically a man among men, I think we could certainly say. But he's a good actor, and he's a serious fellow. He approaches his craft with serious intent.
He's like a sponge that absorbs everything you give him.
Whether it's a gun, whether it's a sword, an axe, he rises to the occasion for sure.
When you surround yourself with younger, aggressive actors, they're going to be making their bones, so they're going to push and push and push. You You don't want to fall back on these old tricks and looks like, you know, yesterday's news.
He's ripped. He's more ripped than Conan. He's great, man. I'm like, you're 65. How do you look like that?
When Sly Stallone comes into a room, you definitely can't mistake him for anybody else.
You know, it's kind of one of those things where I pinch myself every day coming to work, and it's like I'm working with Sylvester Stallone, and he plays my dad.
I mean, he is a huge presence and very powerful, and he's like a piece of rock.
He's American as apple pie.
To be able to work with a hero of mine, it's a gift for me. So, I mean, it's like every day for me, it's like coming to, you know, the classroom.
The audience comes to see the actor experience the story. And Sly, he's a great star. He has great eyes. He has that great voice.
A Band-Aid and a blow pop.
I think the big thing is he's got a great heart, and the audience experiences that. They see the story through him, and it's a rare gift.
I'm gonna kill you.
There are not that many guys in the last 20 years who you can say were fit for these kind of movies. And, you know, you find out as you're doing this that not every actor can carry a gun. You know, you need to figure out, you know, what is the audience going to buy?
And he's got that thing that people identify through him, the character's aspirations, and somehow kind of, in their secret life, their own aspirations, to sort things out in a simple way.
Okay, wait. What do you want?
The tall guy that killed Lewis.
Tall guy, yeah, it's Keegan.
Come on.
Well, I think I probably had the most fun in the fight with fire axes.
Action films, when done well, it's hard work. It's one thing that being a fist fight or fighting with Steve Austin and, you know, you get hurt a little bit. But when you add the element of an axe and an extended piece of wood, things happen. It's 3.5 feet longer than your reach, and the perception is always different.
I'm just coming off of Conan, and what I can do with the sword, you can only imagine what I can do with an axe.
I chose that the action sequences are tough sequences that are somewhat harrowing on the audience as well as our characters.
When I walked into the set, I said, come on, Walter. That's why I threw in the lines. I said, what are we, fucking Vikings? You know, because it's so over the top. We just happen to have fire axes there. But that provides an interesting visual, whereas normally if it was just a fist fight or a shootout, you go, seen that, been there.
It's Rocky versus Conan. It's gonna be phenomenal.
I always think the best movies are about the characters experiencing the story. I think what they do and how they do it tells you who they are ultimately. And I think those are real sound cinematic principles.
It is an action film, super packed with a lot of, you know, guns and fighting and chasing, but there's a lot of heart in it still.
You try to take me out, you hurt my friend, you pay the price.
It has the action stuff, it has the comedic stuff.
But it's still Sly, and you see him doing what he does best.
You know, it's pretty real.